So my heart broke recently when I read the story of 25-year-old Mashal Khan from Pakistan. Listen to what happened to him. This is from The Intercept. They say, the brutal lynching of a journalism student by classmates at a Pakistani university on Thursday, shortly after he was accused of blasphemy by administrators, appalled civil society activists and provided new evidence of the corrosive effects of the nation's strict blasphemy laws. You can see a picture of him right there. The murdered student, Mashal Khan, 25, was reportedly shot and beaten to death by a mob numbering in the hundreds, enraged by an apparently false rumor that he had been promoting the Ahmadi faith on Facebook. A witness to the killing told Dawn, a Pakistani newspaper. The Ahmadis are a minority sect rooted in Islam, declared non-Muslims under the Pakistani constitution, and considered heretics by fundamentalists. It is unclear how Khan, a professed Sufi Muslim, who recently shared images of Sufi dervishes on Facebook, was mistaken for a member of the persecuted Ahmadi sect. So think about the layers of sickness that we're dealing with here. So let's say for a second all of that was true. That, hey, he is an Ahmadi Muslim and he's pushing the Ahmadi faith on Facebook. So what? Where's the problem? We disagree with... And? So what? You disagree. So disagree with him and move on. But no, they go, we disagree and now we're going to lynch him. You're going to lynch him? I mean, think about how crazy that is. Because they say, well, you're a heretic. This is blasphemy. The Ahmadi sect of Islam is not the true Islam, which is, Salafism, Sunni fundamentalism. So now we're right and you're wrong, and to prove we're right, we're going to kill you. Because we're the good people. We're the good people, so we're going to murder you for disagreeing. That doesn't sound very good to me. So this is something the Ahmadi Muslims in Pakistan viciously oppressed. A brutal crackdown on them. Happens all the time. I happen to know some Ahmadi Muslims, and, what they go through in Pakistan and elsewhere is just horrific. True oppression. And then the crazy thing is sometimes you have these Sunni fundamentalists who come to the West and then they scream about oppression that they suffer. Weird, you weren't standing with the Ahmadi Muslims when they were suffering even worse oppression in Pakistan. But you could have a Pakistani Sunni Muslim here, so Islamophobia, oh my God, there's so much bigotry against us, but then they turn around and they oppress the Ahmadi Muslims even worse. So what do you want to do? You can't have your cake and eat it too, buddy. You want to talk about oppression? Let's talk about oppression. Let's talk about how Ahmadis are oppressed. I stand up against anti-Muslim bigotry here in the U.S. I stand up against it across the board. But there's a difference between fighting against bigotry and using it as a shield, which oftentimes happens, where you'll have, somebody say, you're being an Islamophobe for being against me for wanting to force my wife to cover up. No, I do believe you're being oppressive against your wife, and I'm calling out the fact that you're being oppressive against your wife. It's not bigotry on my part. You're the bigot against women for covering them up. So that trick doesn't work. It's the same thing as, you criticize Israel. People go, anti-Semite, you hate all Jews. Excuse you? All I said was Netanyahu shouldn't steal more land from Palestinians and violate international law. Well, you hate all Jews. That's a trick. It's a sleazy trick. So, but it's same thing in this case. Now you have Ahmadis who are viciously persecuted, but they're stressing also, no, it's not even true that he was an Ahmadi Muslim. If he was, this would still be equally as fucked up. But it's not even true that he was Ahmadi, but they killed him based on a rumor. This guy was a Sufi Muslim. He's also a humanist. He did these very, pro-equality messages on Facebook, spoke about equality for women and justice all the time, and he just seemed like a bright guy. Was an engineering student, had a bright future, and a mob of fundamentalist cretins ended his life early. When you're that brainwashed by your ideology, something's wrong. When you're so sure you're right that you're willing to kill somebody as a result of something they said, maybe? It absolutely breaks my heart. And bottom line is we all should stand up and support Mashal Khan and just minorities across the world, here at home and across the world, who are persecuted. Because it just so happens to be the case that in many places, the outright oppression and discrimination and even lynching of minorities is viewed as like a duh. Like, if you talk to a fundamentalist who participated in this, they'd be like, what do you mean? Like, of course I did the right thing. He blasphemed. So I had to kill him because that's the right thing. That's what I've been taught. I've been taught that if you disagree with me and my religion and my interpretation of my religion, that you're evil and you need to die. No, your actions define who you are. And if you're going to murder people for simply disagreeing with you, you're a bad person and you have a toxic ideology. So you're the problem. It's not the, oh my God, they disagree, oh, and they're the problem, and how dare they, diverge from the standard line here that everybody's supposed to take. No, bitch, you're the problem. You're the problem. Fundamentalism is the disease. There's vicious, brutal oppression across the world of all different kinds of, minority races, minority faiths, or not. Atheists, of course, they get it horrible in a lot of places too. So we got to stand up for persecuted people. And this breaks my heart to see this, how the guy, this is you. Like, that's the point here, guys. This is you. A guy who's like a humanist, who's like, hey, maybe we should treat people equally. And he gets killed for saying that, basically. Like, this is me being in Pakistan. Hey, I don't believe what you believe. Kill him! That's fucking crazy. It's 2017. That's crazy that shit happens. And then, by the way, the further details of this are, you had administrators at the school who apparently were mad that Mashal Khan said something against the administrators at the school. So the administrators at the school floated the rumor of, oh, he did blasphemy, and then a mob lynched the guy. So this was like petty payback because he spoke out against the administrators for one reason or another. So the administrators were like, you want to play rough? You said something against us? Our feelings are hurt. We're so triggered. So we said, now we're going to leak a rumor you did blasphemy, and then he was lynched. So the administrators are the worst people in the fucking world here. And the fact that people would disagree, you disagree so strongly, oh, you hurt my feelings with your opinions, I'm going to kill you. No. That's everything that's wrong with toxic ideology in the world today. So this is absolutely horrific, and I can't help but stand in solidarity with the guy because he's us. He's us. It's just you and me in a different context, in a different place, born in the wrong place, saying the wrong thing, which, by the way, would happen to be accurate if he was questioning the orthodoxy, and this is the result.